Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Emerald City Sports, the podcast. Super Bowl 57 has just finished, and man, that was wild. Coming into the game, a lot of people knew it was going to be a battle between two teams that were very equal, and boy, did they show it during Super Bowl 57. It was tied all the way up until the very end, and in the very end, the Kansas City Chiefs pulled out a win 38-35 over the Philadelphia Eagles to become the Super Bowl 57 champions. Guys, that was a great game, first of all. And so I just want to get
Yep.
your guys' reactions to this. Josh, we were at a Super Bowl party together. How was it like watching that game?
It was very, like, very tense, very dramatic, very exciting. I mean, that ending though, as I feel like everyone has said, has been not what everyone has wanted, but if it had gone dramatic, we this could have been one of the best Super Bowls I've ever watched in recent memory.
Yeah, very much agreed. It was just back and forth, touchdowns, field goals, completely offensive game, which is weird considering, Philly was supposed to have a really good defense. The Chiefs were supposed to have did a decent defense, and it came out just turned into a shootout. Jacob, what was it like watching these two offenses go back and forth?
Man, all right. So this was a crazy Super Bowl. I think one of the best in my opinion. That's what everyone's saying. Only one that I think could maybe compete in like recently, maybe Eagles Patriots. That was also a great
Yep.
Super Bowl. Same with, if you're a Patriots fan, then you would like the Patriots Atlanta Super Bowl, and we didn't like it because we were Seahawks fans. But the Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl, those were all great Super Bowls, but I think this one might be the best. The comeback at the end and shootouts throughout the game, like the shootout throughout the game. Great running game by by Kansas City, and I guess Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts had an amazing game until that last play, but I think this Super Bowl was great, and the takeaways I get from this are just Jalen Hurts is going to be like, one of the future best quarterbacks. Uh, if you guys were watching the World Cup, I think this is similar to Kylian Mbappe, where Kylian Mbappe went absolutely wild in his final game or in the final
Yeah,
World Cup game, but still
hat trick.
lost. But you know what? He got all that publicity after that. Like everyone was talking about it, even though he lost. I think that's going to happen with Jalen Hurts. And Kansas City, it's hard to beat Patrick Mahomes, man. Come on. He was playing on one leg the entire game. Well, not the entire game, but, most of the game he was hurt, hobbling around, but still making all these great plays. Like, I remember he made this throw to Kelsey that looked almost impossible. And Kelsey, went on, the ball almost hit the ground. Kelsey, kind of, fell and picked it up and stumbled, but still got the first down. Like, that's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. One of the best Super Bowls for sure.
Yeah, what you said about Jalen Hurts with kind of like Kylian Mbappe, that's what people call, valiant in defeat, They were playing amazing, but unfortunately just couldn't get it done. Now Jalen Hurts, yeah, he played an amazing game. 304 passing yards, three total touchdowns, including two rushing ones, or three rushing ones. I just know he had a lot of touchdowns. I forgot.
Three rushing
Three rushing
touchdowns.
touchdowns, one
Yeah,
passing touchdown, which was a moonshot to AJ Brown. That was just beautiful. He made a couple of mistakes, fumbling. That big one, Nick Bolton taking it back for a touchdown. That one really shouldn't have happened. If he was taking care of the ball better. But overall, Jalen Hurts, what a game. Valiant in defeat. And like you said, it's really hard to beat Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is like the new he is practically the new Tom Brady now that Brady's retired. He's like, even if he doesn't have like a lot of talent around him, he's still gonna carry his team far into the playoffs just like Tom Brady did. And right now it looks like he's even better because he didn't have Tyreek Hill this season, yet still took the team to the Super Bowl and took them to a victory. And just what an amazing job by Patrick Mahomes. But then also you got to look at the Eagles. Like, that defense was playing really darn well that first half. And then after the halftime show, they just cooled off and gave up I believe 24 points in the second half.
Too
And
focused on Rihanna.
sure,
Yeah, they were
yeah.
watching it. They were probably watching it on like their phones or the monitors in the locker room.
Yeah, they just cooled off. They forgot how to play defense completely. So that's one of the reasons why the Eagles lost. The other reason is quite controversial. Now, I believe it was like after the 2 minute warning, but around that time near the end of the game, Patrick Mahomes tried to throw a floater to Juju Smith-Schuster in the end zone. That was way overthrown. Juju Smith-Schuster nowhere to be seen, but the flag was thrown, and it was called defensive holding on James Bradbury, and that gave the Chiefs a shot. They drove it down and kicked a field goal. Harrison Butker for the win. And it's really controversial because when you're looking at the replay, it doesn't look like James Bradbury is holding Juju Smith-Schuster. It seems like he's only, grabbing the hip a little bit. And so I want to get you guys' opinion on this. Was that a defensive holding or not? Jacob, let's go to you.
I think it could have gone either way. I mean, I think that was a 50-50. I mean, it looked like he was holding him, but it didn't look like he had like a whole, you know what I mean. It didn't look like he was like pulling super hard, but he was kind of, touching him a little bit like around him. But Bradbury after the game did say it was holding. I don't know if he's just saying that to be humble or he was actually holding. Josh, come on. What do you think?
I think he was grabbing the jersey, and I think that I think in the referee's eyes, that meant he was withholding his progress, even though, yes, the pass was eventually overthrown by a lot. So even if he hadn't held the guy, it would have been holding. But the ref already threw the flag, and I know you can already overturn that, but that just, I mean, you basically, as soon as you throw the flag, you anger both fan bases, no matter what the call is. Chiefs, if you overturn it because um, that was a holding to them, or the Eagles because, as I guess, which we have seen has now exploded because the refs call. So really, either way, you couldn't have satisfied both fan bases, and that was the call, and that was the game.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think like Chiefs fans it affect them as much as it did to the Eagles. I mean, if they didn't call on the Chiefs, they were still in field goal range. And knowing Harrison Butker, even though he doinked it earlier in Super Bowl 57, he's a really automatic guy, one of the best kickers in the league, and he probably would have made it. So I don't think it would the no call. If it was a no call, I don't think it would have affected the Chiefs that much. Besides them giving like 90 seconds to Jalen Hurts to drive the team down the field. But I don't think the Eagles would have been able to drive it down anyways, knowing that, they basically never had to deal with game winning drives a lot because they played weak teams. They've usually had the lead a lot of the time. And if they did get a game winning drive, it was with like 2 minutes left, and then the other team would try to drive down and miss. So I don't think the Eagles would have gotten it anyways. Yeah, the no call is controversial, but Bradbury did say that he admitted to holding the guy. He's like, I was hoping that I would get away with it. And I don't know, yeah, like Jacob said, I don't know if he was being like a stand up guy, being humble, or if he was just saying that just he wouldn't get fined. But it is what it is. Eagles fans are just going ballistic in Philadelphia right now over it. And I mean, it just sucks what happens. Sometimes maybe the refs should let them play in the final 2 minutes, but at the same time, if the penalty looked the way it did to the official, the flag does come out, and that's what happens. And sometimes it will just bite the other team, and it truly did for the Eagles because it cost them the Super Bowl. Um, I gotta take a little bit. Let's just talk about the Tubi commercial for a little bit. Like, I mean, it's not like important to the Super Bowl, but that Tubi commercial was so funny. We got to talk about it. That was hilarious. Um,
Yeah.
so many households in America, millions of households were probably thinking like, "Oh crap, who changed the channel? Who sat on the TV controller?" It turned out to be a complete prank. That's just genius marketing by Tubi, which is really funny. And I mean, we got to get more Super Bowl commercials like that where they're basically pranking the viewers. It's pretty hilarious. It's kind of up there with the crypto thing from last in Super Bowl 56. All right, you guys. Josh, the Kraken are back from All-Star break. How are they doing out there?
Uh, Not exactly how we would like to be. I mean, last few games, three losses all on the road against both teams in New York and New Jersey. Just devastating losses. We did pick up the win yesterday against Philadelphia. Yay! We
We
beat
hey we
Philadelphia.
Seattle's win over Philadelphia gave the Eagles a little bit less of a confidence. I'm just say that.
Yep. And but though they won that game, we're still thick in the hunt with still second in the division, even though of that bad stretch. Matty Beniers actually got hurt, almost not badly hurt, but decently hurt on near the last play of the game. Deflect his knee hit hit like blocked the shot, and he might be hurt again. I don't think he might not miss a game, but he's hurt again, which is not good for the Kraken or Beniers' confidence. We play against Philadelphia again this week, as well as the Jets, and then back home against the Red Wings. So tough schedule. Kraken are falling a little bit as we start the second half, but we'll see what happens. And hopefully we could beat the Golden Knights to claim the first seed in the division.
Thanks for the Kraken update, Josh. All right, Jacob. NBA has been just going crazy with all the trades happening and
Ooh.
LeBron breaking the record and all that stuff. Why don't you give your input on that for a little bit?
All right. So LeBron broke the record, which is cool. I don't remember if it was a day after or a couple days after. Boom, they trade Westbrook. Now Westbrook is going to the Jazz. D'Angelo Russell going right back to the Lakers where he belongs. Man, I miss D'Lo on the Lakers, and I'm happy he's back. Uh, I know we were already talking. I think we talked about him last podcast, but Cam Thomas, he's been balling out. But the main topic right now is Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns. Man, this is actually so exciting for me because I went to the NBA Finals in Phoenix, rooting for the Suns against Milwaukee. They lost, but I mean the game I went to, they won, so I was all right. But Kevin in Phoenix, that's awesome. I think that will bring the Phoenix Suns just boom, boost them up a little bit. Finally get their momentum up because they're the fifth seed right now. They're 31-27, and once they got that, that one more star player, that's gonna push them up in the rankings. I think they're gonna be top 3 seed by the end of the year. And it's great. And then there's some other trades that happened, like James Wiseman got traded, and then the Kevin Durant trade, Mikal Bridges got traded. He's been playing pretty good for the Nets. So, what do you guys think about all these NBA trades?
I mean, I don't really watch the NBA that much, but I mean, I don't watch it that much, like I said, but even those trades can grab attention from me. When you have a big name like Kevin Durant going to a different team, getting traded to a different team, it's like even people from outside the NBA will be interested in it. And so, I mean, with the limited knowledge I know about the NBA, I mean, it looks like Kevin Durant to the Suns will be huge for Phoenix. I mean, I believe they already have Devin Booker in there, so it's already just adding more and more, something even better. Um, and then back a while ago when we had Dallas getting Kyrie, now you have Kyrie and Luca. That's also really big. That's a dynamic duo right there. Just see if they can coexist or not. Josh, what about you? You got any opinions on this NBA news?
I've been watching the Mavs ever since that Kyrie trade, and I, I'm seeing that it kind of helps. But I just feel like it hasn't been enough. Like, I don't think the Mavs have improved on a really big level. I just feel like it's more of, instead of Luca shooting all the shots, it's instead Kyrie also taking some of the load and shooting some shots. Like nothing has changed. Like they're still losing. Like they lost the game, huge overtime game against the Kings. I think like last night that was just okay, but I just don't see that big of an improvement. And the Nets have received a big haul for both Durant and Kyrie. And it might work out, but I feel like the big thing will be about those second round picks. Not just the Nets, though, but like literally everybody who's sold around this trade deadline. There's been a bunch of second round picks traded, like four, sometimes like four or five
Yeah,
going to one
it's
team or
huge.
another. Neither team knows how much these picks are worth. Like second round picks haven't really been useful um, um for so long. So don't know if it'll hit or it'll miss in the future, and that will probably determine who wins these trades.
Yeah, I mean, so many second round picks being traded. It's just crazy. Like you said, four second round picks, another four second round picks, another four second round picks. It's just crazy how like inflated these trades are becoming. It's wild. So we're gonna keep an eye on the NBA and see if any bigger things happen. I mean, you already got LeBron breaking the record. I thought it was funny how Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, I think it's like common knowledge that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not a big fan of LeBron. He did not seem like super happy that LeBron broke his record. People are joking, he's gonna um, tie his laces, go out on the court and play so that he can maintain his record. All that stuff was pretty funny. But congrats to LeBron, of course. But I still think MJ's the goat. We can settle this debate
I
for
agree.
another time. I still think MJ's the goat. We can talk more about that next time. Keep an eye on the NBA. Jacob, what's up?
Wait, I got one more thing. I forgot to mention. Uh, Gary Payton the second, got traded again. So, that's cool. That's cool. You know, Gary Payton the second. His dad, obviously, you know who he
Seattle legend.
is.
Seattle legend.
Seattle legend. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep an eye on the NBA now that the NFL season's over. We're going to start talking about MLB more. And then a little bit of NFL offseason here and there, but not too much because,
USFL.
it's more.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll keep an eye on the USFL and XFL too. Why not? Because we got the Seattle Sea Dragons of the XFL. We're gonna keep an eye
I
on
think the
them.
opener's this week.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be soon.
I'm
It's gonna be
correct.
soon. I
Yeah.
can't. I can't wait to see how it goes. With The Rock running it now. His ex-wife also running it. I mean, I hopefully they bring a whole new look and it's gonna be cool. I mean, it's practically like a G League for the NFL, USFL and XFL. So it's gonna be
Mhm.
nice to see. If any new talent from those two leagues can make it to the NFL. Kind of like some of the players. You had PJ Walker, Godwin, and Buke, who was a Seattle Sea Dragon. He's now the Seahawks. So all that stuff is gonna be really exciting. All
They
right.
wait, can I have one more
Yes,
thing to
sir.
say? Like two USFL players ended up making the Pro Bowl this year, which was
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean there were special teams, but hey, two Pro Bowlers from the USFL.
A Pro
Come
Bowl,
on,
a,
that's
a
pretty
Pro Bowl
good.
selection is a Pro Bowl selection. Doesn't matter what
That's
position.
pretty good.
So yeah, exactly. This is like it's like a breeding ground. Take them up to the NFL, and then boom, it's like minor leagues, like G League.
I
It's
don't know about
honestly
G
kind of
League
cool. I want to see it be
Yeah,
like yeah,
I don't know about Jalen.
yeah, maybe,
because
but
G
it's more
League,
like
like,
it's more like the minor leagues though, right?
oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Hmm.
And so you could see like maybe a partnership between the three leagues, Like
Ooh.
they'll take the players up to the NFL if there's space. Like they could have like five um designated spots for USFL players or XFL players. So I think that would be pretty cool. But
I'm
maybe
excited.
maybe they'll do that. That would be really nice to see. All right,
You
we
know,
got we got some interesting news about Russell Wilson. So it came out last week. There was an investigation on Walter Payton Man of the Year players and their foundations, and Russell Wilson was one of those foundations. And the news that was discovered from Russell Wilson's foundation was not good for his reputation. They found out that out of all the earnings the Why Not You Foundation, Russell's foundation, made, only about 26% of the dollar, or 26 cents of the dollar, was actually donated to foundations. The others were used for like practically profit. They were paying their people tons of money, like 200K a year, all that stuff. Um, a big hit to Russell's reputation after an already rough year. I mean, this is something he really does not want going his way. He did speak out about it. He talked about how his foundation truly does donate to other foundations, partnerships with other foundations, all that stuff. And I mean, it's just really interesting how much of a turn his reputation has taken. It's taking a big hit. It's like a stock market crash. All that stuff. It's just wow. I mean, Josh, what is your opinion on this news story that came out about Russell Wilson?
What, like, are you like Russell Wilson? I can't even pronounce his name. What, what are you doing? Did you spend all your money creating that one single Broncos Country Let's Ride commercial that I feel like I don't think the Broncos even released anymore? Just the green screen, like all this money, you act so nice, you get all these fans to donate to your foundation, and for what? Just to give your closest friends and whatever some money because they're helping out the foundation. Uh, yes, I know some of the money's coming go or being donated, but like you expect this to be more money. Like you expect him like from like his Instagram pages and stuff to actually helping a lot of people. But is he really?
Yeah, I mean, only like 26 cents per dollar or somewhere around there, might be even less. They said they're a non-profit organization and yet they're, paying their people like 200K a year, which is like a ton of money per year. Um, and then, the fact that they're always talking about how they're donating millions and millions to different foundations only for this to come out, it really gives their foundation a bad rap. I mean, it's not even just like Russell Wilson. Maybe he you know, hires the wrong people or something like that. Maybe we give him the benefit of the benefit of the doubt there. But then at the same time, I mean, the people that are running his foundation, or maybe it's even him, the fact that they're milking the story and they're saying they're donating millions and millions and millions, just for it to be exposed like this, it just doesn't look right. I mean, they're practically lying, and I mean they are lying, and that just does not look good for his foundation. Like the donations will probably most likely stop once they realize that, not a lot of this goes to actual foundations and all that stuff. And so I mean, he said that they do, but if he wants to really show it, I mean, he's got to do more. He's got to donate more. I mean, like the money they're donating is already great, but like for a foundation like that, people are most likely expecting more. Jacob, what's your opinion on this?
Man, it's such a bad look for Russell Wilson. Although it could be the media trying to twist things around because everyone wants to make fun of Russell Wilson. I feel for the dude. Come on, like he's taking so much stuff right now, like him having an off season and all that, not playing to his best. But if this is true, which I'm pretty sure it is, what the heck, man? Come on, you can't be doing that stuff. You're Walter Payton Man of the Year. You gotta be like the nice guy here. Like, just even if you weren't, come on, like you can't be doing this stuff. You're already making so much money. You got that big deal from Denver. You're getting all this money in. You don't need the extra money. And I know he's paying a lot of his workers and stuff. But again, it is a non-profitable organization. So, and if they want to work for a non-profitable organization, then they shouldn't expect to get paid like $200,000. Like, I mean, right here is like just not looking good for us, and I hope ends up. I hope it ends up.
Sorry, that was my bad.
I hope it ends up uh good for him, and that these allegations aren't really true.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't take a big hit on him. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, we should feel for him. I mean, the jokes of Russell Wilson were fine at first, especially for a Seahawks fan still salty over him getting traded. But after a while, it just started getting unnecessary. I mean, people are just he was catching strays left and right, and especially when he really didn't need to. And so hopefully, I'm rooting for the guy. I mean, we did get the top 5 pick from him, but I want to see him play good next year. Come on, like
Yeah, we don't have any
this
more
was a rough
picks.
year, so I mean, I'm rooting for him. I root for him just to be good. I mean, he doesn't have to be great. He doesn't have to go back to his great level, but like at least play better than he did this year. And I think it'll be better on his resume for the Hall of Fame. Um, all right, guys, we're gonna do this final segment now. Jacob, last week you did your better or worse, so I'm gonna piggyback right on that. I have one wide receiver right here, and I'm gonna list a few different wide receivers and see who is better. And so it's a wide receiver, like I said. It's Stefon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills, Mister acting weird at the Pro Bowl. So I'm gonna list. I believe I'm gonna give you five wide receivers, and list. You guys will list who's better or who's worse. All right. First off, we got Devonte Adams. Is Devonte Adams better or worse than Stefon Diggs?
All right, this
This
one
year,
is
right?
Yeah, we're talking this year.
this
Oh yeah,
year.
worse.
I take Stefan Diggs. I think they're both great in all time. Obviously, I'd take Devontae Adams. Has been good for so many years, but this year I got to go Diggs. Last year, I'd still go Diggs. But if we're talking whole career, yeah, Adams.
I'm going with Diggs here as well. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Devontae Adams put up those good numbers with Derek Carr as his QB, I think that was already impressive enough. But
Derek
yeah,
Carr's not that bad.
but
Derek
I mean,
Carr is not that bad.
I guess, but I mean, compared to Josh Allen, no, Josh Allen's way up here, and like if we're talking like tiers, I mean, Josh Allen's like A S tier, almost there. Derek Carr's more like B tier kind of thing. So I mean, Devontae Adams putting up those numbers is already impressive, but like you said, if we're talking stats wise and performance wise, yeah, Stefon Diggs would be better than Devontae Adams. How about Tyreek Hill?
Hmm.
Josh, what you going here? Because I'll go after you.
I feel okay. I feel like for most of these wide receiver questions, it's all about who has the better QB to throw through,
That is true.
to
That
throw
is true.
to, especially like if we're talking about this year. Um, let's see, better. I think it's. I mean, personally, I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill,
Same,
not because Tua's the better quarterback, but because I feel like he was able to catch for a lot long in contested catches.
same. I think Tyreek Hill. He had a really good season. Had more yards than Diggs, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he did. I believe
And
he led the league.
with his quarterbacks being Tua, who's pretty good, I think. Uh, but then he also had what was that guy's name?
Skylar Thompson.
Skylar Thompson, and Teddy Bridgewater. I'm taking Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I mean Tyreek Hill led the league in receiving yards this year. He put a massive number. I think it was like
Mm,
like 1,700, 1,800 receiving yards this year.
I, I thought
That's just
I thought
amazing.
I thought I thought Jefferson led it. Let me check.
Well, one of those two. I mean, they both put up huge numbers.
Yeah.
So, both of them.
Jefferson
Jefferson
had
led the league.
like,
Okay. Yeah,
but
but I
Hill
mean,
did come in second,
yeah,
and by a
Hill.
landslide.
I mean, but I mean, those two, I mean, they have like decent QBs, and the fact that they're able to do that is just really impressive. So, you guys both have Tyreek Hill better than Stefon Diggs. Okay. Let's go with DeKalen Zacharias Metcalf. Why not?
All right. You know what? I love DK, but I'm not putting him in the same conversation as Diggs. I think Diggs is the better wide receiver for sure. Although I do love DK, and I think if DK was put in the right situation, he has to share the ball. But Diggs is just playing like absolute madman out there. Like he's been balling. I mean, DK has been too, but this is Stefon Diggs we're talking about. I'm taking Stefon Diggs.
And Josh, what about you?
Staying with Diggs here, even though I have a slight Seahawks bias, but yeah, just DK has to share the ball too much to be like that guy for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, this is kind of a toss up here. It's definitely Diggs. I mean, just the stats, the performance is just much better, and he's more sure-handed because we still see DK have his little issues with drops every once in a while. So yeah, Diggs definitely. The fourth receiver that I'm gonna go with, is Justin Jefferson. What do you guys think of that?
Um, beginning of the season, or not beginning of the season, but in like first half of the season, I would have said Diggs because I would have said Diggs was the best receiver in the league back first half of the season. Second half of the season, I don't think it's really close. I got to go Jefferson, man. This guy is absolutely wild, especially after him against Diggs in that Bills Vikings game. Man,
That
Jefferson,
was impressive. Yeah.
crazy. That was maybe one of the most impressive games I've seen by a receiver. What about you, Josh?
I think it's close, but I think I'm gonna stick with Diggs. Um,
Okay.
Jefferson has the better dance moves, but I feel like I just I don't I don't think it's. I feel like they played against really easy teams, and I just think Cousins has just been lobbing it up for easy stuff for Jefferson to catch. Like I just, I mean, I haven't really seen much of either, but I'm gonna stick with Diggs here.
I mean, yeah, Justin Jefferson's really popular because of his gritty and all that stuff. And then, you're right. They did play really easy teams this year, and that really did show once they got to the playoffs. Everyone found out they were complete frauds. And Kirk Cousins was just like, F it, Justin Jefferson down there somewhere. And so, yeah, I see your point with Diggs. Jacob, do you have a rebuttal for that?
Okay, what do you call? Okay, wait. Just after this, I want to know you guys' top 5 receivers after we do this little segment. All right,
All right,
does that
got
sound
you.
good?
Yeah, got you. All right. The last choice, I think it might be this one will be pretty close. AJ Brown, AJ Brown or Stefon Diggs. What do you
Ooh,
guys go
I
with?
mean, all right, Josh, you go first.
I'm gonna go Diggs.
I think AJ
Okay.
Brown has had one of the best seasons for himself this year. I mean, shoot. But I gotta go Diggs again. Just
Yeah.
consistency. I mean, AJ had a phenomenal year this year. Absolutely went ballistic. But in previous years, Diggs has always been better. And this season, I still think Diggs was a little better. Don't you agree, Josh?
I think also because AJ Brown played against with the easiest schedule in the league is
I don't know
also
about that. Look at that. Look at that division.
No, I mean,
Come on,
besides the
Cowboys, Giants,
division, the
Commanders.
Eagles, the Eagles thing was pretty. I mean, their schedule was pretty easy. So I see Josh's
Yeah.
point there. I think I would go Diggs too. I mean, their schedule is hard, and he still put up really amazing stats. So yeah, I mean, Diggs is up there. He's one of the best. So Jacob, Who are your top 5 wide receivers?
Okay, my top 5 wide receivers. All right, let's take a look here. Let me get a little. Boop, 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 boop. Let me just take a little look here. All right, honorable mention. Shoot, honorable mention. I got a bunch of guys up here. Man, there's so many good receivers. Well, honorable mention. I gotta go with AJ Brown.
Okay, okay,
AJ.
understandable.
I mean, after I see a little bit more from him, could go up. Whatever. Oh yeah, also honorable mention Jamar Chase. He's also
Yeah,
up there, but this season a little bit slower. All right, number 5, I'd go with. Okay, another honorable mention. Sorry. Another honorable mention. I gotta go with DeAndre Hopkins.
he could have
In
been a
suspension
lot
this.
better if it wasn't for the suspension. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 5, I gotta go with Devontae Adams.
Okay.
Still putting up great numbers. Great receiver in general. Number 4, I got to go Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup, going into the season, I thought he'd be the best receiver, but you know, last season, if you just look, he got injured this season. He would have had crazy numbers. But looking at last season too, I mean, you can't deny that he
He
was
did
one of
get the
the
triple crown,
best.
so that was impressive.
Yeah, that was wild. Um, Number 3, got to go with Stefon Diggs, the boy that was in the conversation, the guy that you would not want to date your sister. So,
I mean, it was
yeah,
really shown at the Pro Bowl that there's a
Whoa.
reason they said that. So
yes. Number two, I gotta go Tyreek Hill. I mean, he's a great receiver. Really fast. And then number one, you know who I'm picking for number one. I
I
gotta go
said right
Justin Jefferson.
foot, gritty boy,
Yeah, I gotta go
gritty boy.
Jefferson. But oh wait, I gotta give you guys another honorable mention. Two more honorable mentions.
All right,
Oh
so
my
this should
god.
be just your top 10 then.
Mr. TikTok Juju Smith. What?
I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Juju's crazy. Okay, I honorable mention CD Lamb, Jalen Waddle.
Okay, I can understand that. I mean, the Miami Dolphins have like one of, if not the best wide receiving core.
Oh yeah,
The
for
wide
sure.
receiving duo. Like if it were a core, then probably the Bengals. But if we're talking duo, it's gotta be Miami. So I mean, they're just crazy.
Mhm.
Um,
I got I got them at the best.
yeah. So they're pretty damn good. Ooh, they're pretty damn good. All right, my top five. So for fifth, I'm gonna go Devonte Adams. I think he could have gone higher if it weren't for Derek Carr and the Raiders. Number four. Dang man, this is gonna be a little tough. I guess you could say I'll reach a little. I'm gonna say Jamar Chase because Jamar Chase he was
Out of reach.
he was pretty damn good this year. I mean, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have just quite a connection, and so I mean they've been working well together this whole year, and it'll probably go on until next year. Third, I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill, he could also be up there if, Tua wasn't getting injured all the time. Put up amazing numbers this year. He could probably do better next year, but, I mean, he also has to share the ball with Jalen Waddle, so that's a little harder. Number two, Stefon Diggs. Him and Josh Allen, also a great connection. They work really well together. He's consistent. But number one has got to go to the gritty boy, the offensive player of the year, Justin Jefferson. I mean, man, he just really. I mean, he has already been a good player, but then this year, man, he just completely broke loose, destroying cornerbacks left and right. He did have an easy schedule, but I still think he deserves some recognition for that. Josh, what's your top five?
I haven't really paid much attention to wide receiver. I feel like the top three is really set with Hills, Diggs, Jefferson,
Oh yeah.
which I'm actually that's my 1, 2, 3. Actually, I think Jefferson is third until I feel like until we see something more,
Who'd you have first? Hill.
especially going into Hill, Diggs, Jefferson, and
Mhm.
then for fourth and fifth, I don't know. I don't really feel like anybody's coming up on top. I mean, you could have Waddle, you could have Chase, you could have Metcalf,
Metcalf.
AJ Brown, like
Metcalf. Really,
possibly,
See,
yes,
really trying to
slight
sneak
bias here.
DK in there, bro. That's crazy.
we still love him though. We still love him though.
Yes. Okay, just for fun, fourth and fifth, Metcalf Lockett. There we go.
I would
Yeah.
put Lockett
W
in front
W
of
list.
Metcalf. I would put Lockett in front of Metcalf, me personally. I think Lockett's just better. We can
Oh
settle
yeah,
that
okay.
debate another time. Next week is episode 30. Thank you for watching episode 29. You want to check us out on Spotify? It's down in the description if you're watching on YouTube. You can find us anywhere on podcast sites. You got Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., etc., etc. Or you can just watch this right here on YouTube because that's probably what you're doing right now. But other than that, we'll see you guys for episode 30 next time. And baseball season will begin very, very soon. See you guys later.